Bitcoin is right now looking very dangerous. And actually, if we are comparing this structure on Bitcoin compared to 2021, it looks very similar. And yes, I'm going to be exactly break down what I'm going to be doing next with my trades. Am I expecting Bitcoin to push up towards new all-time highs from off this point? Is the top for Bitcoin already in? I am going to all discuss it on today's update video. Also, we'll give a deep dive on the imminent short term because there's a very interesting story right now playing out. And I want to give my price targets on the market right here. So don't forget to once again watch this video till the end. It's going to be a very interesting one. It's going to be a short one. Also, we'll give an update on Ethereum and so much more. So don't forget to once again snap on that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in today's update video. So first of all, on the imminent short term, we are seeing something very interesting play out here. And that is all this. Basically, we are getting a lot of good news here. And every single time good news comes out, the market dumps here. Also, whenever bad news comes out, the market dumps here. So this tells us something about the sentiment in the market. Also yesterday, BlackRock sold over $149 million worth of Bitcoin. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter all too much how much they're selling. But we are right now clearly, in my opinion, in somewhat of a more weaker structure. We are not in a bullish structure. No, we are in a more weaker structure. And we are clearly trading in a downtrend. And I mean, the levels where I'm personally looking at in this consolidation range is clearly the liquidity levels. I do think ultimately we're going to be squeezing towards the upside to grab the topside liquidity because there's a lot of liquidity laying around $117,000 US. But also on the lower side, there's a lot of liquidity laying from $106,000 all the way down to about $104,000 US. So there's a lot of liquidity laying on both directions. And I think that first of all, we're going to be squeezing towards one direction, take the liquidity, and then the other one. Whether it's going to be up first and then down or vice versa, we still have to be seeing that. But ultimately, if I'm looking at the daily time frame, there's just one clear level that we can all identify as the most pivotal point in the market. And that is this level over here, the $117,000 US level. That is exactly where we got rejected from last time around. Here also a major rejection, here also. And of course, like you can see here as well, the moment we broke above it, we saw a big continuation towards the upside. And yeah, this is just clearly the most important level for Bitcoin. And if I'm going to be looking then at the big levels of support, it is clearly this zone right here that acted previously around as resistance. Here clearly as support, but you can see just every single time whenever we have a bounce from off this level, the bounce gets weaker and weaker. And this just shows me that likely this level is going to get broken anytime soon here. So where is Bitcoin heading towards next then? And this is of course where my trades come in here. I mean, nothing has changed compared to yesterday with my trades, but you have to understand we just have to be a little bit more patient before these orders are going to get filled up here. So what I'm doing right now, I've looked at the market, I've set up these orders, and right now all we've got to do is just wait and let Bitcoin come to us. Let Bitcoin come to the orders. If we fill the orders around this level right here, I think it's going to be a very great zone to, of course, scale in towards long positions. And that is also exactly what I'm going to be doing because ultimately, like I said in the intro of today's video, I think Bitcoin does look a little bit more dangerous. I mean, we're creating a major bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. And if we are looking back, for example, towards the last Bitcoin bull market, the Bitcoin bull market top was identified by seeing a big weekly bearish divergence. The Bitcoin bear market was identified by seeing a major Bitcoin bullish divergence. And now, once again, we're creating, obviously, this bearish divergence. So I do want to take this signal very seriously right now here because a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame is just so important to be looking at. And I mean, yeah, it is, of course, Halloween today, but just like Crypto Bullet here also stated, this is truly a horror situation. And I really think it is also not looking so strong here. And somewhat of a slowdown on Bitcoin wouldn't be bad, but ultimately it would allow us a major opportunity. And of course, I am opening up long positions on this level on the lower side because I personally still think we're going to get a bounce from off this level, but it doesn't mean that I'm thinking we're going to go to all-time highs because I potentially will be closing this trade earlier. But I do think that if we can grab the liquidity on the lower side, we can see somewhat of a bounce for Bitcoin. And that is, of course, the anticipation trade I am going to be taking. So I'm going to, of course, keep you guys up to date exactly what I will be doing there. But if you are maybe interested in copy trading me, don't forget to join the VIP Telegram group in the second link of today's video description, because there you basically have the opportunity to copy trade my exact trades there. Also, if you're just interested in trading on VX, with using the first link in today's video description, you can right now get a 25% fee rebate. And also on top of that, you can get a free 10 towards 100 US dollar coupon by binding your phone number and email together. So if that sounds interesting for you, don't forget to go to the first link in today's video description, sign up an account to WeX. But anyways, let me continue further in towards the video. But it is very much my favorite exchange here. Then also, of course, if we're looking at timings compared to the previous Bitcoin bull markets, we should be right now at the end stage of the Bitcoin bull market, and we should be actually theoretically going towards the bear market if we're just purely going off the timings. But yeah, that is of course also where we're currently sitting. Also, I do want to be mentioning the fact that historically, whenever we break this line right here, the bear market for Bitcoin starts. It happened in 2022, it happened in 2018, it happened in 2014. And I do want to be mentioning, if we break this level, it is definitely going to be a very worrying signal. And it is laying somewhere around the 100,000 US dollars. But of course, I'll keep you guys just up to date exactly what is going to be happening and whenever we break this level of support. Then looking at Ethereum, I think, yeah, in my opinion, this green box right here is where I want to be going in towards my positions. You can see this green box right here. This is where we bounce from every single time here. But yeah, clearly the bounce is getting weaker and weaker. And that is why I do think ultimately we're still going to come down here. I think the market is still looking a little bit more weaker. And we are clearly trading, of course, in somewhat of a downward sloping trend here. And this is where the liquidity is laying. Also over here, this is where a lot of liquidity is laying. And I think that ultimately, if Ethereum then comes back towards this level right here, it's going to be a very great opportunity to accumulate Ethereum around that level. Because somewhere over there is where I think the bottom is going to be here. And that is why I've also set up orders on Ethereum. But yeah, just like I said earlier, if you do want to be copy trading me, make sure to join the VIP Telegram group here. But Ethereum looks very interesting. But in my opinion, I am only interested in opening up long positions in the 33 to about 3,400 US dollar region. So we're ultimately still creating a bull flag pattern. We're still looking quite good here on the bigger perspective, but we just have to be a little bit more patient. But anyways, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, snap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.